your Nebraska Septic IMCA Race Saver Sprint Car A main event. 25 times around the speedway. And our lineup will look a little something like this on the pole tonight. It will be the 91 of Adam Gullion. To his outside will be the 32, that is Trevor Waller.
On the inside, row number 2 in the 1B with 2 wins on the season, that is Brandon Horton. And to his outside in the 4W, it's Whitewall, Nate Weiler.
Third row back on the inside from Lincoln will be the 5, a Superman, Stu Snyder. And to his outside from Fort Calhoun, the 77, that is Brett Club Bundy.
On the inside, row number 4 picked up his first ever feature win out here last Saturday night in the 14T. That's Tyler Hendrickson. And to his outside, the rookie competitor in the 2T, that's Cameron Thompson.
Row 5 to the inside, the new track record holder here at Eagle. That'll be the 20D, that is Jacob Dye. And to his outside, your defending track champion in the 4X, that is Jason Danley.
To the inside, row 6 in the 14G, that's Gene Ackland. And to his outside in the 18W, it's Cole Wayman.
7th row to the inside, that'll be the 11, it's Rock and Roll, Billy Alley. And to his outside from Omaha, that'll be the 2A, that is Alex Salzman.
On the inside, row number 8 in the 3T, that's Dan Satriano. To his outside in the 46 machine, will be Peyton White.
Row number 9 on the inside will be the 25, that is Top Gun, Gunner Pike. And to his outside, it'll be the 63 machine, that is Jack Thomas.
Taking up your final row number 10. To the inside, it's the 100 of Clint Benson. And to his outside in car 24, that is Ty Jensen.
That is your lineup, race fans. 20 cars, 25 laps, $1,100 to the winner of tonight's Nebraska Septic IMCA Race Saver Sprint Car A main event. As well as giving you competitive pricing. It is your number 1 solution for your number 2 need. That is Nebraska Septic. fire and safety team down there, making sure that Jack Thomas will be, hopefully will be able to exit the racing vehicle before too long. They'll get the car back on all fours. Turn 1 has been kind of a challenge for these sprint car drivers all throughout this evening. We saw it during the heat races and the B feature as well, and now it has claimed its first one here in the main event. Looks like Jack Thomas out of the car and walking under his own power. That is the best sign there. He's got the helmet off and he's got the fire sock off as well. Race fans, give it up for him, race fans. Jack Thomas, a hot shoe out of the Show Me State, 4 wins on the year. Unfortunately, tonight will not be one of them. So once again, the back attack tow crew going over there to assist the 63 of Thomas off the racetrack. A long ride back to Bates City, Missouri for the driver of the Thomas Motorsports number 63. You gotta think, out of all the drivers who come from out of state for the Race Saver Nationals, that 63 has gotta be one of the favorites coming into Labor Day weekend.
Man, he has been one tough customer, and for a kid who, what is he, 18 this year?
I think so. Nevertheless, he has been very impressive. Like I said, has a win here at Eagle Raceway, and I mentioned before, started his year off picking up a win over in Putnamville, Indiana, at the Lincoln Park Speedway.
Great zoom-in view on the new edition of the Eagle Vision down in the infield.
Get a few of those sponsors some airtime there. Again, not the way they want to get the airtime. Of course, they'd much rather have him down at Stumpy's Custom Creations Winner's Circle, but perhaps another day.
Talking about Race Saver Nationals, we talked earlier about there's 14 different states represented. He is one of a handful of Missourians that's already signed up.
I asked her to guess Jacob Dye is also in that handful.
Yes, sir, he is.
You know, one that really brought a lot of attention to that pre-registered list, and that was only the first wave of the pre-registered list, but Thomas, those are all going to be in the house for the 13th annual Race Saver Nationals.
Yep, driver for Newton, Iowa, by way of San Jose, California. Of course, playing with the USAC National Midget Series the last several years. Also ran USAC sprint cars as well, been racing over in Iowa on Saturday nights for the majority of his season so far.
Maybe he'll come sneak down here and hang out with us before the Race Saver Nationals kicks off.
I was going to say, if you want, he's probably going to give one of the best interviews if something happens here.
I got a feeling we'll get a lot of T-Med TV here at America's Home Track.
How about that?
moment.
And that's way too much stagger, I think.
Yeah.
That's far too much.
Not supposed to lean quite like that.
I know I'm normally a late model guy, but I don't think sprint cars are supposed to lean over to the left.